Hi guys, welcome back and thank you for joining me for today's video. In this video, I thought I would do a first impressions and new in type video for the month of August because this month there are so many incredible new beauty products coming out and I really wanted to, firstly I wanted to try them myself, and secondly I thought it would be a good idea to try them on camera live so that you can see my first impressions. So a lot of these products that I've got laid out in front of me are brand new, so they're coming out this month or they've come out very recently, and one or two of them are just new to me, so I haven't tried these products before. This could be quite a long video, so I'm not going to do a huge long rambly intro. What I will say is that if you're new to my channel then please do subscribe because I'm going to be making a lot more videos than usual this month, so if you subscribe then you won't miss any of my videos. I will leave all my blog and social media channel links down below as well as all of the product links, and if I do forget to mention any launch dates then all of that kind of information will be down below as well. So skincare wise, I have used my normal summer skincare routine which I mentioned in my summer everyday makeup video which went live last Sunday. I'll leave that link down below if you want to see what I've got on my skin already. So I'm already cleansed and moisturised. The first thing I'm going to put on my face in today's video is the Laura Mercier foundation primer, and this is a classic product but I have never tried it before, which is quite crazy because I know it's such a cult product. And I actually visited the Laura Mercier counter. There's a new counter in Selfridges. I've got way too much there. So Laura Mercier are now in the main beauty hall in Selfridges. They've got a really fantastic location. Look how much I've got. This is one of those moments when you run out of the product and you think back to those times where you poured far too much on your hand. But yeah, I went for a counter appointment at the new Laura Mercier counter in the Selfridges beauty hall, and I really got to discover the brand in a way that I hadn't done before. So this is a beautiful primer that isn't like that mattifying silicone-y feel. It feels really light and fresh on the skin. It doesn't feel like it's drying my skin out. I'm just going to tie my hair up in a little bun to make this a bit easier. So I've given the primer a few moments just to sink in, and I have to say texture-wise my skin feels in a really good condition to apply makeup, so just the teeniest bit tacky, but without being, you know, mattified with silicone or anything like that from a few other primers. On my lips, I always like to put on a balm just before I get started because my lips are generally quite dry, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal Super Balm, Sexy Balm for this. I've actually been trying these for a little while but I haven't spoken about them on my channel before, so I thought I would use this. This shade I haven't tried before. It's number 102 in the shade Gossip, and it's quite a light pink, so a very natural colour, so it's really just there to be used as a balm rather than a lip colour, so I will be applying an actual lip product later. So this really has just moisturised my lips a little bit so they're more comfortable and added a very delicate colour to start with. For my base I'm going to use the Clarins BB Skin Detox Fluid. This is a new launch and I kind of knew I was going to love it before I even tried it because I've always loved the Clarins tinted moisturisers. I used to reserve them for going to the gym or no makeup days, but actually recently, especially as I've been on holiday, once again I've got far too much, I found that actually, where's my sponge, here we go, I found that actually they are enough coverage for what I want at the moment. And also again recently, since actually my Laura Mercier counter appointment, I've been using a sponge to apply my makeup, and I just find that this makes it go on a lot more naturally. It does take a bit longer. Normally I'd use a foundation brush, and this is hilarious, but actually my Zoeva 102 Silk Finish brush fell down the back of my cabinet and I've been far too lazy to pull the cabinet out and get it, so that's another reason. But as you can see, it has gone on to my skin in a really natural way, hopefully because I'm using natural light and you can see quite clearly the effect that it has on my skin. But instead of also swirling like I do with a foundation brush, I'm just tapping it on, which gives a really lovely natural finish. Absolutely love how this has turned out on my skin. It feels like I'm not really wearing anything. It looks like my skin, which is great. It doesn't look like I've got makeup on. And this has got just like all the right ingredients for being good to your skin. So it says on the back it's 100% mineral, it's SPF 25, it's oil free, so it is really good for your skin. And I find that applying with a beauty blender just makes it go in very naturally and really does look like skin. As I said, I'm very new to applying my makeup with a beauty blender, but I really like the shape of them. The corners of them make sure that you get really close to like the inner corner of your eye, you can get really close around the nose, so great for a really natural finish for the makeup. Sometimes I use a face mist. This is the Body Shop Vitamin E face mist, but I find that gives a little bit more of a sheer coverage. More sheer, yeah, it gives a more sheer coverage if you use a spray, and because this is a tinted moisturiser, I wanted to give more of a coverage. So that's the base. Next I'm going to go in with some concealer, and these were recently sent to me by Bobbi Brown very kindly, and they are the new kind of concealer crayons. The official name is, let's have a look, Retouching Face Pencils. So we've got a few different shades here, and I'm not actually too sure if these are out yet, but again I'll leave the information down below. I've got light, medium, porcelain and deep, so one for every skin tone, and I'm going to use the shade light for covering a few blemishes and porcelain for under my eyes. So these are almost like crayons. They're quite thick texture, so not as buttery as other crayons that I've tried in the past. So let's see how they go on to my skin. First of all, I'm going to put a little bit of light on the back of my hand, scribbling it on there, and then I'm going to use my finger to put that over my blemishes. And for a little bit more coverage on my chin, I'm just going to scrape it straight from the crayon onto my finger and then apply that onto my chin where I do have a bit of redness. I have to say I'm really surprised by the amount of coverage that I'm getting just from transferring the product onto my finger. I think it's a little bit unhygienic to like draw all over your face, but I guess if you're going to use for contouring you could do that. But I've just patted that into my chin, and as you can see it's got rid of the redness that was there previously, and just by patting it in I still haven't lost that really natural texture. I do worry that this could be a little bit thick for the delicate under eye area, but I'm going to give it a go. So this is the lightest shade. Again, I'm just warming it onto my finger and I'm going to dab that really gently on the under eye area, and I'm hoping that because of the consistency of the pencil this will be quite long lasting. Really pleased with how that's come out. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of this, again just on my finger, and I'm going to pat this onto my eyelids to create a bit of a base for the eye makeup. Okay, I'm really pleased with that effect. Hopefully this will be a really nice long-lasting way of concealing and prepping my eyelid area. The next thing I'm going to do is set my base, and for this I'm going to use the new Bobbi Brown Retouching Powder. This is something I've not used before. It's still got the little sticker on the inside here, so let's get rid of that. So these are loose powders, which is definitely my favourite powder consistency. I find it the most natural looking, and I'm taking my Real Techniques 300 brush. I think it's actually a blusher brush, but I quite like how precise this is. I've patted some powder in the lid, swirling my brush round, and then I'm just going to apply that on the areas that could potentially get a little bit oily. So on my chin and then under my eyes to set those crayons. I feel like they're part of the same range, Retouching Pencils and Retouching Powder. So hopefully this will work really well to set my under eye concealer. Just looking in my mirror here, and I'm really liking the effect this is giving. It's not adding too much cakiness, or it's not adding any cakiness to my skin, but it's actually giving me a really lovely airbrush effect, which is very flattering, I have to say. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. So first impressions of this powder are very good. I'm just again tapping this over my forehead, and this hopefully will prevent any shine later in the day. Also, I have to say I really like the size of this powder. It's about 2/3 of the size of normal kind of powder pots, which is just fine. I mean, I think any bigger and you're just wasting drawer space, so I'm really happy with the size of this pot. So I've just tapped this over the rest of my face, whatever's left on my brush, I'm just patting that around, because as I mentioned, my skin does get a bit oily later in the day, so hopefully this will just keep it in place. Also within that range from Bobbi Brown, there's another powder, also called Retouching Powder, and this is in the shade Rose, whereas the one that I used before was number 5 White. I'm not sure if you can use a rose-coloured powder all over your face, so I'm going to try applying a little bit of this on my cheeks where I would apply blusher, so we'll see if this is actually pigmented enough to use as a blush. I'm going to use the same technique, just popping a little bit in the lid, swirling my brush, and apply it to my cheeks. So I'd say this is ever so slightly tinted. I think maybe if you want to do some colour correcting, you could probably apply this all over your face. For me, I think it would be too pink, but actually as a very subtle blush, this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to leave that there just as a very subtle blush, but once again, really impressed with the consistency of these powders from Bobbi Brown. As always, by this stage I'm bored of doing my complexion, so next thing I'm going to do is my brows. Recently I was given these to try, and these are the NARS Brow Defining Cream, and I think this is a new launch, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is brand new. I've certainly never seen or heard of these before, and on that note, NARS is actually now available on Look Fantastic, which is amazing, so I absolutely love that website, and yep, now they are selling NARS, which is fabulous. So I'm going to apply some of this with my Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. Is it called Brow Wiz? Or my Anastasia Brow Pencil, because firstly I can comb through my brows using the spoolie side, and then use the angled brush on the other side to add in the brow gel cream. So the NARS looks like this. Shade wise, I've got the shade Sonoran, which is quite it's a blonde shade, but it's still a little bit browny, so hopefully it's going to be the perfect colour for me. I'm going to take my angled brush, wipe that across the top. It feels quite dry initially, so I'm going to scrape a bit of that onto the back of my hand so it's a little bit more moldable, and then I'm going to apply this underneath my brow just so I can get an idea of the shape and the colour. Colour wise, it seems to be very similar to my brow, which is wonderful. So I'm just going to again create that lower line, and then I'm going to start swiping it upwards to bring the cream through my brows. Thought I'd just move a bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing. So once again, just taking a little bit of the product onto the back of my hand, along with all my foundation and lipstick swatches. So I've got enough on my brush that it's going to give a decent amount of coverage, and I'm going underneath my brow. This is just to really define the shape, and then I'm swiping it upwards, which very subtly brings the product through my brows. And this again is a technique that I learned at the Laura Mercier counter, and it just helps to add colour to my brows while keeping that natural shape and keeping it looking really natural, because with creams you're always in the danger of making it a little bit thick, but this technique I find works really, really well. Colour wise, this is absolutely perfect for me, so I'm going to fill in the next brow. Really, really pleased with how this has come out, and with my previous experience with brow creams, I find them really long lasting. So I will leave a note on the screen now as to how long my brows lasted, because I do not like looking in the mirror at the end of the day and finding that I have gappy brows again. I had planned to show you another brow product from Laura Mercier. These are their new Brow Dimension, and I have the shade Blonde and Brunette, but I'm going to show you them, but I'm not going to apply them because I actually feel like using the NARS brow cream, my brows actually feel pretty set. So I think if you just want to use one product on your brows, this is a really good one. I don't really feel like I need to set them in place further like these would do, but basically I tried these on counter, and they are new brow gels, and you can use them to shape your brow, add colour to your brow, add thickness. You can kind of like backcomb with them, and they do have fibres in them. So if you have very gappy brows, or like your brows aren't as full as you'd like them to be, like myself, I have that problem, these are fantastic, because like those mascaras that have fibre filaments, these have them for your brows, which is just amazing, but I don't feel like they'd work very well on top of a brow cream, so I'm not going to use them right now. Moving back to base, the next thing I'm going to use is the Sun Designer palette from By Terry, and I don't think this is a new one, but it's new to me. I actually only got this a couple of days ago, and it is stunning. So this is the palette. It's got bronze, kind of like highlighty shades over there, and beautiful blush powder on this side, as well as a ginormous mirror. Oh, hello camera. As well as a ginormous mirror on the lid. So I'm going to use my Sigma brush to apply a bit of the bronze. I don't know, wow, I was going to say I don't know what the colour payoff is, but straight away there's a lot on the brush. So I'm just going to really lightly tap that and apply this to my cheekbones. I always apply in the kind of contour place first, because if you do go too dark, then it's easy to blend out in those areas. And then I'm going to swirl it over my forehead, second cheekbone. Actually, considering how much product it looked like there was on the brush, it's not come out too heavy on my face, and it's nice and natural. As always, when I apply bronzer, I try to apply it to the areas where the sun would naturally hit. So as well as adding a bit of shape with the contour area, I go around my hairline, blend it into the face, under the chin, again for shape, and then just filling in any areas with whatever's left on my brush. I guess with this palette you could be more selective, so I'm going to swipe my brush along the bottom area where it's darker, and then go back in under my cheekbone for additional contour. And never go too close to your mouth because it just makes your face look dirty, so I'm really stopping at about 2 fingers distance from my mouth. One thing about this bronzer is that it is incredibly blendable, so if you, like me, aren't a pro at contouring, then it's very easy to correct and blend if you don't make it look that natural when you first go in, so that's a great thing about this bronzer. Colour-wise, it's actually very matte on my skin. This bottom shade in particular looks quite shimmery, but actually it's come out very matte, which is a really lovely effect, especially in summer when you've got a glowy base. It's nice to have a matte bronzer. I think it's a really beautiful contrast. So really happy with that. I'm going to also try this blush shade. So it's a powder blush. Actually, no. I'm going to try a cream blush because I haven't tried a cream blush in so long, and I'm really excited to try one from Estee Lauder. Where is it? This is the Genuine Glow Blushing Creme for lips and cheeks, and I've been dying to try this for so long. Firstly, I just absolutely adore the packaging. It is so like my kind of dream packaging. Baby pink, metallic, with a matte kind of area around the middle. It just looks absolutely stunning. Oh, I was expecting this to be a pump, but it's actually a stick. So I'm going to use a blusher brush. Here it is. This is the Sigma Duo Fiber Powder Blush in F15. And I'm going to swipe this over the top of the blush. And it looks quite pigmented on my brush once again. So I've got plenty of the blush product on my brush. You could probably apply it directly with your fingers, but I'm much more confident using a brush. So applying that direct to my cheeks. It's a very, very subtle colour payoff. I think I might add a bit more product. It's so pretty. So as you can see, it's a very creamy consistency. It's adding a really beautiful glow to my cheeks. It looks really fresh and a lot more natural than powder. I think that's the main benefit of using a cream blush, is that it looks more like your skin, so it's a lot more natural. This is a really subtle colour, very natural colour, which I really, really like. Sometimes I find I go overboard on blush just because you're never too sure on the consistency, but this is a really beautiful natural colour. I could apply this to my lips as well, but I have a few more products that I would like to give a go on the lips, but I think colour-wise this would be a really gorgeous tint for the lips on a very natural makeup look day. I'm going to focus on my eyes next, and the first product I'm going to use is from the exact same range. It's the Estee Lauder Genuine Glow Enlightening Cream for Eyes and Face, and this is a spongy tip applicator, and inside I can see that the cream is like a golden shimmery shade, so you could use it for highlight. You could probably squeeze a little bit out and use it as a highlight on the face, but I'm actually going to use it as a base for my eyeshadow. By applying a little bit of this onto the eyelids, it's going to make the rest of my eye look be quite shimmery and just very fresh and sheeny, shiny for summer. So I'm just going to dot this on. You can see it's like a gold colour, very, very subtle. If you don't want a sparkly eye look, then don't worry, it's much more subtle than that. But because it has got that sheen, I'm going to apply it in the corners of my eyes as well, so just using my finger to pat this in. And by the way, I'd say the size that I took was about 1/3 of a grain of rice, so this is going to last a long time, which is really good for a luxury product. I actually really like this look just on its own, so if you can see, it's just given me a very natural bronzy shimmer to my eyes. You could leave it like this, but I know that this is a really good base for your eye makeup, so I'm now going to apply some eyeshadow on top of that. And the palette that I've chosen to use today is the new Model's Own Dare to Bare palette. Now this one I discovered recently, and all the shades are just so perfect. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful shades in basically every colour that I use. So you've got some whites, some really good dark crease colours, and then loads of really natural, like everyday kind of colours. So me. Once again, you've got a huge mirror in the lid, and for once, a budget eyeshadow palette that actually has a decent brush. So you've got a double-ended brush in here with 2 usable brushes, so none of these silly sponges. So I'm actually going to try this brush to apply the eyeshadow today. First of all, I'm going to use the shade Skin. As you might be able to guess from the name, I feel like it's going to be very natural to my eyelid colour, so it'll create a really lovely base. So using the brush, I'm applying this all over the lid, and even though it is a matte shade over the top of the Estee Lauder Genuine Glow, it's still got a really beautiful natural shine coming through. And then what's left on my brush, I'm just bringing that up towards the eyebrow. And that's created a really beautiful base for the rest of my eye makeup look. So it's very similar to my natural eye colour. So I'm going to add a little bit more definition with a darker shade, and I'm going to go in with Unzip, which is a lighter of the dark brown shades, and I'm going to apply that in my crease area, just using the exact same brush, but this really adds a little bit more definition and almost contours the eye. This is more kind of grey than I would normally go for, but I'm actually really liking it. And because the brush that comes with the palette is quite slim, I'm bringing that underneath my lower lash line, which again adds even more definition. Really pleased with that. As it is called the Dare to Bare palette, it's definitely going for a more natural look, which I absolutely adore. Highly recommend this palette actually. I'm just, yeah, really impressed with those colours. Lots of really good colours in there. And just because I'm dying to try it, I'm not going to stop there on the eyes, but I'm going to use a shade from the new Urban Decay Moondust palette. Now I got my hands on this a couple of, maybe like a week or so ago, and I have been dying to try it. How beautiful is this? So you've got this gorgeous black sparkly palette with the words Moondust written in there. And inside, look at these shades. So many gorgeous, super bright, super pigmented glitter shades, as we know and love from Urban Decay. The lovely lady that introduced me to this palette was actually wearing this one when we met, and it is Spectre. Is it Spectre? Yeah, Spectre. And it looked absolutely stunning, and she told me that all she did was applied a pop of it over the top of her existing eyeshadow using her finger. So I'm going to try and replicate that. So I'm just going to swirl my finger over the top of it, and I can see that it's like an iridescent, almost moonlight pearly sheen, which is beautiful. So I'm just going to then dot that over my eyeshadow. Oh my god, that is so stunning. Wow, that looks beautiful. I don't know if you can pick that up that far away. I will do some close-ups at the end, but this is just, oh my gosh. And I'm not a sparkly eye person at all. I think the good thing about this shade as well is because you can clearly see that it is pink shimmer, but it is probably one of the more sheer shades of the bunch. You can still see that grey brown contour that I did earlier. And oh, I'm honestly not a sparkly eyeshadow person, but this is stunning, if I do say so myself. Oh. And because I don't really wear eyeliner in these summer months, I'm going to use a Bobbi Brown Smoky liner brush, and one of the darker shades, I'm going to use the shade Raw from the Dare to Bare palette. I'm just going to take a small amount of that on the Bobbi Brown brush and press that into my lower lash line, and this defines the eyes enough but without needing actual eyeliner. So I'm just using a dabbing motion to really press this into the lash line, and you can see instantly it just defines the eyes a little bit more than where I don't have it, but without that need for liner. And again, I'm going to bring that down under the lash line too. And this is also a really beautiful way of creating a very gentle and soft smoky eye. If you're not confident enough to really go for a bold smoky eye, just using a liner brush and a darker shade around the lash line is a beautiful way of just adding a gentle smoky effect to your eyeshadow. So this is the eye with the shadow around the lash line, and this is the eye without. So I'm going to even them out before going in with mascara. For mascara, I'm using the Clarins Mascara Supra Volume. I'm a huge fan of Clarins mascaras, and this is a new one for their, not sure if it's late summer or their autumn collection, but either way it is coming out soon, and it is a brown mascara. If you want to have a more natural, slightly softer look to your eyes, then brown mascara is definitely the way forward, and this is my favourite one at the moment by a long stretch. First of all, I'm going to curl my lashes, and no, actually these are not my usual rose gold Tweezerman ones, but these are from Primark. I think I paid maximum £2.50 for these, so I've been intrigued to see whether these are as good as my Tweezerman ones, and they're certainly a lot cheaper. So giving my lashes a gentle squeeze with the eyelash curlers. To be honest, I don't really see that there can be that much difference at all. My lashes are curled just as well as they would be with the Tweezerman ones, and yeah, they're a fraction of the price, so definitely head to Primark if you want to pick up some rose gold lash colours. And then taking the Clarins mascara, just wiggling that really close to my eyelid, yeah, so it's really close to the actual skin at the very base of the eyelashes. That creates a little bit more depth and a little bit more drama to the eyes, especially as we skipped out the liner. So wiggling it very close to the base of the lashes, and then fanning it out. I've got a hair stuck in it. And even though this is a brown mascara, it's very dark brown, so as you can see my lashes are really beautifully defined, but just not as harsh as if I was to use a black mascara. Can you actually see how good this mascara is? So I've done one coat and they are so fanned out and just so natural looking. I'm so impressed. I just wanted to bring you in so you could see how amazing this mascara is. So this is obviously with and without mascara. Next I'm going to move on to my lips, and it was honestly a big struggle to decide what to include or what to do on my lips because there have been so many incredible launches recently. One that I'm really intrigued to try is this one, and this is the Too Faced Melted Matte Lip Matte. It's called a lipstick, but I'd say it's kind of like a lip cream. But yeah, I'm going to try this first, and I'm probably going to layer on something else afterwards because I just can't bear the thought of only using one lip product. So this is a new launch from Too Faced. I have got the shade Feelin' Myself is the name of the shade, and it's a beautiful coral colour, great for summer, and I think it'll go really nicely with this look because we did go, although a little bit shimmery on the eyes, still very natural, so this will be a really beautiful bold colour. So yeah, just going to apply this onto my lips, not going to attempt to talk and apply at the same time, so here goes. Got it on my teeth already, that's a good start. Wow, so as you can see, the colour payoff on the melted matte lipstick is absolutely incredible. This is, I didn't even need to re-dip my brush, I just scraped the excess off one time, applied it to my bottom lip, and then pursed my lips together as you saw to transfer onto my top lip, and then used the applicator to even it out around the edges. I did not even use a lip liner, and it's gone on so beautifully. The applicator itself, although nothing fancy, is nice and slim, which means that it really does help you to follow the curve of your lips, so no lip liner or lip brush necessary. I have to say, I do not normally wear bright colours on my lips, or anywhere for that matter, but I bloody love this lip colour. It's just so gorgeous. I'm looking in my viewfinder there, and I love it. I think I need to wear bright colours more often. I would say it is very attracted to my teeth, so I'm going to have to keep double checking that I haven't got any on my teeth, although having said that, I feel like in a few moments it's going to have dried and it's not going to be going anywhere. But what do you guys think of this colour? Should I wear bright lip colours more often? I think that with a really kind of perfected base, it's still got a bit of glow but not too glowy, and fairly neutral eyes, kept them soft with lack of liner and using a brown mascara. I think a bold lip is something you can definitely get away with wearing in summer with a natural makeup look. Texture wise, this is not drying in the slightest, or it doesn't feel drying at all right now. Remember, I did put balm on about 20 minutes ago, so that's definitely going to have helped, but it feels so comfortable on my lips and I do not feel like it's going anywhere. So once again, I'll write on the screen now how long this lasted, but I have got good feelings about this. It feels really comfortable, it looks great, colour payoff is fantastic, and yeah, I definitely feel like I need to get a few more colours of this because this is a very statement colour. I'm going to see if I can get some more wearable shades because I am a big fan of this. First impressions are 10 out of 10, but because I did want to try another lip product, I've actually gone for one that is available in the drugstore. This is from Collection and it's their Deluxe Lip Lacquer. So this again is a lacquer, so highly pigmented but more glossy. So I'm going to try layering this to see how it goes over the top of my Too Faced Melted. It's going to be shiny, so it's going to get rid of that matte, but I'm intrigued to see the colour of this one. I am loving this combination. So I've put the Collection lip lacquer over the top of my Too Faced, and as you can see, it's really kind of lightened the colour, made it a little bit softer because of course this is a lighter pink shade, so it's made it a little bit more wearable and also given that high shine. It feels a tiny bit sticky, but for a drugstore lip gloss I wouldn't really expect it to not feel sticky, but I just absolutely love how this looks. I feel like I have a winning combination here. What do you guys think? I absolutely love it, and I don't normally have shiny lips, but we're breaking all the rules today and I'm fairly in love with this combination, not going to lie. This one that I applied was the shade Prom Queen number 1. I feel like this would look absolutely beautiful on its own as well, but as we can see from this example, it also works really well to layer on top of a matte lipstick. As this video is a new in first impressions, I don't want to end on the makeup, so I do actually have 2 hair products that I wanted to talk about as well. So first of all, let the hair down. It's been in a bun while it's been kind of drying off, so it's a little bit kinky. And another new launch this month is the new Tangle teasers with Hello Kitty designs on them, which is absolutely adorable. So I went to an afternoon tea at Cutter and Squidge, which is a little cafe in Soho, and they have a Hello Kitty themed afternoon tea going on at the moment, which is where I discovered these. This is a handbag sized one, so it's got the kind of shield on the back, which is just so incredibly handy when it comes to storing your brush in your handbag. And as I'm sure you guys all know with Tangle teasers, they're just amazing for thick hair that tangles easily, and it really does detangle without creating frizz or breaking the hair. So as you can see, it's just really smoothing and straightening out the kinks in my hair. So the Hello Kitty Tangle teasers are out this month. I just think they're absolutely adorable. It comes in a black shade as well. They're literally just the best hairbrushes ever, so this is a very exciting new launch for the month. And another very, very exciting hair-related launch is from GHD. So I really, really wanted to include this in this video because as I'm filming this, today is the 1st of August, and this has just come out today, and it's the GHD Platinum Electric Pink Styler in collaboration with the Irish Cancer Society and Breast Cancer Now. So for every one of these that is purchased, £10 will be given to the charity, which is an absolutely incredible donation and an incredible product as well. So inside the box you've got a very snazzy leather feel, I'm not sure that it is leather, carry case and heat-proof mat, and then the most beautiful stylers. So these are the Platinum stylers, you may recognise them, they are the well-loved Platinum design, and you've got a sheath over the top to protect them, and then as you can see, beautiful hot pink stylers, which, oh my god, they're just so stunning. And then even the metal down here is like a baby pink colour. So I'm now going to go and style my hair using the stylers as my first impression of them. So I will see you in a few moments. So as you can see, I'm just taking the GHD tongs and taking small sections of my hair, twisting it around the straighteners, just the usual curling with straighteners routine, and the Platinum stylers are leaving my hair with a beautiful soft ribbon curl. I'm going to repeat this around my head and see you back in a few moments. Okay, so maybe 5 minutes later, that really did not take that long at all, and you can see it's just added the most beautiful big curls to the bottom of my hair. I've also just noticed that the plates of these stylers are black and pink sparkly glitter, which is amazing and very exciting if you like pink and glitter like me. As you can see from my hair, I'm obviously not a pro at straightening or curling my hair. This is just what I tend to do on an everyday basis. I have done videos on how I create this look, but it's just some really beautiful, big and natural curls, which I absolutely love. These, as I said, are out now. They are, I believe, £165 for the GHD Platinum stylers. Also within the GHD Electric Pink range, which is in support of breast cancer, you can buy the GHD Air hairdryer and also the classic 5, I think it's called the 5 styler. All of those will be donating £10 to the breast cancer charities I mentioned earlier, which is just really, really lovely. Just such a good excuse to treat yourself to a beautiful new hair product. And also, if you just wanted to like buy into it and donate as well, you can get a pink hairpin bag for £5, and £1 of that goes to charity. So once again, a lovely, lovely collaboration from GHD and just a fabulous product. So this is out now. If you needed an excuse to go and upgrade your straighteners, this is it. They are just truly, truly wonderful and such a great cause as well. I love them. Okay guys, so that is all from me. I really hope this hasn't been the world's longest video. I'm going to try and edit it down to like 20 minutes-ish now. So if you have made it this far, thank you so much. Leave a comment saying ta-da, like T-A-D-A, ta-da, if you made it to the end of this video, because I'd love to see how many of you guys watched it to the end, and you deserve a massive high five / hug from me if you made it. So thank you so much for watching. Congratulations if you made it to the end. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Let's see, I've never done one of these challenges before, but let's see if we can smash, this is optimistic, 200 thumbs up. Normally I get just over 100, so let's see if we can do 200 thumbs up on this video. If you'd like to see more of this kind of video, let me know. And also I'm filming a video most days in August, as you guys may know, so if you have any requests, leave them in the comments below or Snapchat them to me. I'll leave my Snapchat details down below and I will try and do that video for you. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Cheerio!